What is it?
Let's riff on some intros.
Okay. Anytime you're ready.
All right. I can't be like that guy, though. That's just like, hey, welcome to the podcast.
You have to be that guy.
I know, but I don't have that. I don't know. I don't have that.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. It's Dope Ass and the Dumbass talking about dope shit with a dumbass.
It's Friday, May 8th, and we talk about shit this week.
Now you sound like a fucking news anchor or something. It's May 8th.
Talk about all kinds of shit. Coronavirus.
Talking about that Rona.
Corona, beers, parents, and other shit.
Fucking, it's just whatever pops in our head.
Yeah.
Don't be texting while we're doing this. Like, get your text out right now.
Nobody will know.
You can hear it, dude.
Yeah, you can hear your stupid phone.
Well, this is how I text. You don't like it, get the fuck out.
Turn off the fucking noise.
There.
Thank you.
Goodness gracious.
The only way you could hear me texting is if I go right there.
Yeah, that's
in
like
front
some
of the mic.
ASMR shit. Like, you're so into it, dude.
ASMR.
You're so into it, dude.
Texting ASMR.
So good.
Well,
Is it recording?
yeah.
Oh, how long has it been recording?
1 minute and 25 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, edit all that out.
No, it's good stuff. We're just bullshitting.
How is
This
it
is the
good-
podcast.
How is it good stuff, dude? Gotta, like, talk about something, like, interesting.
Yeah, well, you start off just fucking around, bullshitting.
Oh, well. Okay, so, all right, here we go. So, today, I was talking to a buddy of mine at work, and he was like, oh, yeah, so I have family in Utah. And I was like, okay, like, useless information, like, get on with the story. And he was like, yeah, so I guess people, I'm getting to the end of it. So I guess people that always constantly wear masks and constantly wear gloves are starting to feel side effects. People who constantly wear
Side
gloves
effects of what?
of wearing
From
all
the
that
mask?
shit. Yeah.
Oh.
So people
Like
who
rash or something?
no, well, they're getting like sinus infections and sinus irritation within their like throat or whatever.
Yeah.
And what's happening is you're not meant to use those masks all the fucking time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then I guess people who are using bandanas or cloths or cotton type things,
Yeah.
going home, washing it in laundry detergent.
And then breathing in all
Yeah,
that,
that
chemical.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was wondering about that the other day. Like, those masks are only good for so long, and at work, they make us use it all day.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
even,
you wear it for 8 hours a day, and you're breathing in that whatever. Like, I know it's just like cotton or something.
right.
But you're just breathing through that thing all day, every day, 5 days a week. It just seems bad for you.
Oh, it is.
Even though it's like a healthy thing, but it doesn't seem right.
It's like that. Like, oh, I'm trying to be safe, but I'm really not.
Yeah. Well, it's like this people using hand sanitizer 24/7 now.
gosh, yeah.
You're going to kill all the good antibodies that are on your hands, all the good bacteria, along with the bad, and then you're not going to be able to fight off anything later on.
Well, let me and then see the gloves part. People are wearing so much gloves that I guess nails are falling off because of the moisture, dude.
Yeah, that's why I take the gloves off at work. A lot of people wear them all the time, but I don't wear them half the time or more because I get so sweaty.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, what's the real difference? Because it's either the germs are on your gloves and then you're touching everything with your gloves, or the gloves or the germs are on your hands and then you're touching everything with your hands. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Just wash your hands.
Yeah. But see, I think when you do wear gloves and you work in like those areas where it's like
like food service, I get
service or like
But then you got to change them every time.
yeah, but nobody's doing that.
No.
Like you're basically your gloves for like let's say an hour period of being busy, that's just a cesspool of germs, dude.
Yeah, well, like if you want to get really technical, like at work, we should be doing it every customer.
Yeah, but like you said, like
But that's impractical.
And that's
can't
one
do
of the
that.
things that pisses me off the most about gloves. You ever taken off gloves? Your hands are sweaty as fuck, and then you try to put gloves
No one's on. That's what I'm saying. It's impractical. It can't be done.
Shit, man. Then you're like, it's like hanging off an inch, like the flabby part of the inch of your finger, and you're like, yeah.
No, it's stupid. Like the gloves are totally pointless. I think it's the masks that are supposed to help. At least you're not coughing and sneezing on everything, or breathing on it.
But the side effects are there. Like
Well,
you're basically,
eventually.
you're fighting side effects to get the exact same side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, preventing a cold from the coronavirus, but it's like, what's a cold?
Yeah.
Your throat, blah, 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 whatever, it's dry, whatever, you start coughing. It's just, that shit just blows my mind.
Yeah, now you're breathing through artificial things all the time.
Right. So where are you getting that, like, true oxygen?
Well, people are having serious problems, like blacking out and having respiratory problems because they can't get enough air.
Oh, yeah.
And like in my store, it's so freaking hot all the time.
Well, that's a big store. You gotta, like, really...
Yeah, well, we have big fans, but at a certain end, there's no air circulation whatsoever. So if you work at that end, you're just sweating and huffing, puffing. And like, I'm just glad I'm not outside pushing carts.
Even if I was, I'd say
That's
fuck
tough.
that shit. I'm not gonna use a fucking mask. Are you
Yeah,
ridiculous?
you have to. They will send you home
Okay, see ya.
without pay.
Without pay?
Without pay. If you don't wear your
just
mask, it's without pay.
Too far. That's too far.
Because
That's like people wearing, like we had talked about. That's people wearing the mask in the car. Like, what are you scared about?
yeah.
And when it goes to outside, what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
kissing people? Like,
they'll put their gloves on and then they won't take them off before they get in the car, so they're smearing it all over the car.
Right.
That goes back to my same point. It's either on your hands or on the gloves, but you're still touching everything with either or.
right. And think about this. Let's say you do keep your gloves on. You open the door to your car. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take my gloves off now. Now what? It's on your car handle. The next day you go there and it's still there, dude. That just...
What do you think about people that are they get their groceries delivered or whatever, right? Because they're totally taking it seriously, not going out of the house whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
They're completely quarantining and they get their groceries delivered. But then, so they say the virus will die in 3 or 4 days, right? Mm-hmm. So these people are getting their groceries, sanitizing the bags and their hands and everything because the delivery guy could have it. And then they sequester all the groceries in another room of the house for 4 days so the virus can die. And then they go into that room and pull all their groceries out and they could use it.
To me, that sounds stupid. And let me explain
overkill.
Why. Oh, for sure. What happens when you have milk?
Well, that's the thing. You just don't buy stuff that spoils, I guess, or you Lysol the crap out of your milk.
Well, see, that I don't get because it's like, well, especially like there's certain people that they just drink milk. Like they drinking that by the gallon. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's disgusting to me.
You can't have both, though. You either give up drinking milk or you don't sanitize it. I don't know.
I wouldn't. I think that's an overkill.
I think that's so ridiculous.
I feel like, yes, this coronavirus is bad or whatever, but you know what? The flu kills more every year.
Yeah.
Every year kills more. And it's not, and see, sometimes I feel like people are treating it like if it's like a zombie type of fucking apocalypse shit, where, if you get breathed on, you're going to turn into a fucking apocalyptic fucking zombie. No. Dude, you get a cold, you go to the hospital, they quarantine you, and then that's it.
Yeah. Sorry. Fucking with the cat.
He hates you, it looks like.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's going to scratch you, dude. Like, if I got Rona and died, I'd be like, I lived a pretty basic life. But I wouldn't be sad. Like, I'm not afraid of it.
You wouldn't be sad because you'd be dead.
I'd say, I'd be good to go then. Yeah, because you do have to think about this world, dude. Like, this world is so fucked up.
What's your point?
It's like, well, if people get the Rona and they die, it's like, well, maybe you don't have to suffer in this world anymore.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Getting all existential.
A little bit. I didn't mean to go there. But I did. But, yeah. Anyways, I went there. How come you sound so good and I sound so like this? Yeah, I sound better now.
Yeah, you gotta get up close.
I don't
get
know.
that radio voice.
No, I'm not meeting you halfway. Like, you're already there.
You sound good.
You're already there. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna meet you like.
Don't talk different. Just talk.
We're gonna be like, like 2 inches away, face to face. That's too close for me. I'm sorry. Like you're a good friend, but it only goes so far. So, anyways, on the Bullshit Podcast, where we just talk, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's kind of like Seinfeld, right? Like you just.
Podcast about nothing?
Yeah, it's a podcast about nothing. You know, like, but you know what? That was the beauty of Seinfeld is you could put that on, especially now that it's on Hulu. You could binge the shit out of it. But now that it's, when it was on, you didn't really have to be watching it to be watching it. You know what I mean? Like you saw it was on, and you kind of get the concept of what's going on, but you didn't really have to follow it. It was just that good, and it was just about nothing. And I think that was just the cool thing about Seinfeld. You know that.
I like shows. Like, there's something to be said about shows where you could just put them on and not have to follow the plot. Be like, oh, I missed last episode. I don't know what's going on. Like, you just watch one, like The Office. Like, yeah, there's a subplot going on, but you just throw one on and it's good.
You know, I never thought of The Office like that. But that's a great comparison.
I mean, The Office has more through line than something like Seinfeld. Like, Seinfeld literally had the loosest point A to point B from the premiere to the finale. Like, yeah, there's a through line kind of, but
I feel
The Office had more of that. Like Jim and Pam progressed through their relationship and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. But that's like a grand scheme of things, you know.
Yeah. Well, Seinfeld was more of a sitcom, you know, like this week we do this, next week we do this.
Right.
Even though it doesn't fit that like laugh track, Kevin James kind of thing, you know, it doesn't feel that cheesy to me. Or like Ray Romano, everyone knows Raymond. Like, it doesn't feel that staged. I don't know. But
I almost agree but disagree, because I think you're referring to King of Queens, which is a great show.
He has some other show now too.
But that I'll give you that.
But I'm just saying it doesn't feel that. Like Seinfeld feels more, I don't know what the word is, but it just feels more like a show.
Yeah, but I feel like the only thing, if you paid attention to Seinfeld, you only really needed to watch for that last punchline before the show ended. Where it was like, oh...
Just brings the whole show back around.
Right. And it was like, like, even if you weren't watching, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that was still kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I think that was the beauty, and I feel like Jerry Seinfeld was a little bit ahead of its time. Because there was nothing like that on TV at the time. Everything was so cheersy and blah, you know. Even I think Everybody Loves Raymond, which is a great show. Don't get me wrong, because I really like Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, when did that air? Like late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was late 90s to early 2000s.
But then you have something like Friends that
was
blew
so...
up.
Nah, but that was so plot-based.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had to watch the first 5 minutes to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was every episode connected. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there wasn't just a singular week of episode and you just sit down and enjoy it. Like, if you don't know what's going on with the characters, you kind of don't care.
But see,
it's still funny, but...
That was a show that, like, I watched and I tried binge watching. I just couldn't. Like, I know the end, I know the middle, and I know the beginning, but I just wanted to be there already. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I know Chandler and Chandler and Monica, they eventually get together, but I want that to be there already. And I know some people say, the
I
show
like it better.
Sucks.
I don't think it sucks, but I just think I enjoy it so much better before they get together. Because once they get together, you know, the show's kind of winding down. And I don't know, it's just not as funny when he leaves Joey.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, you already know that that's going to happen. So you are like, oh, well, I know the show's ending. Right. Yeah, but when you saw Rachel and Ross get married, you weren't thinking that because you know the show's going to keep carrying on. And that's what I mean. Like, that's what sucks about binge watching shows back from the old days is you already know what's going to happen in the end.
Yeah.
You know, like back in, like I've told my old lady, I said, it kind of sucks to think like watching The Office back in the day, you had to wait week from week. Now you wait 20 seconds. And
I kind of like that after going through all this binge watching that we've done for the past 15 years or whatever. It's kind of nice to have an episodic week to week show. Like, I mean, yeah, I enjoy just popping something on and watching 8 hours of it straight. But there's something to be said for that anticipation. Like The Mandalorian, you don't have Disney's Plus, do you?
I have Disney Plus, but I
So
thought
that
The
show-
Mandalorian was a movie.
No, it's a 8, I think 8 episode, something like that, 8 to 12 or something. But it was weekly. It came out every week, and it was just nice to have something to look forward to every week, rather than, oh, let me blow through this in a weekend. Oh, now what?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Like, it's just different nowadays because everyone's binge watching everything. And it was a nice change.
Well, I've noticed lately maybe it's been like the past year or two, but like
The air conditioner, pardon the air conditioner.
the Bob's Burgers has been doing that.
What do you mean?
As in, because Bob's Burgers is still uploading new stuff on national TV.
And yeah, because they have a backlog of...
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm already caught up. But see, it comes on week after week, and it's nice to know, oh, wow. It's
well,
like...
especially now when content, like new content is being held back because there's those few shows that have pre-recorded episodes or pre-animated or whatever that have probably a year, maybe even 2 on backlog that can just keep putting out content, which is really nice.
Yeah. Ad break.
Radio silence. Yeah, good radio.
Yeah, it's funny because sometimes I don't know if you ever listen to the radio. Like, do you listen to talk radio in the morning?
No.
Oh, I
rarely.
listen to talk radio.
Like, once in a while I'll listen to, like, 104.1 or whatever.
Oh.
And it's kind of funny, but I don't care.
I think the thing they need to do about 104.1 or is it 104.7? I don't know why.
It used to be, but
The
now
Edge,
it's 104.1.
right? The
yeah.
Edge.
I'm pretty sure it used to be 104.7.
Yeah.
But
anyways, what I'm trying to say is that if one of my buddies had met the actual dude, and he's old as fuck, and I think what they need to do is get these old dudes out of there, man.
But the radio, you can't tell how old the dude is.
Oh, you know.
I don't.
So but to me, it's a little creepy when a 50-plus-year-old dude's listening to Hawthorne Heights. I'm just saying, like all the musicians.
But who are you to tell him what he can listen to and what he can't?
I'm not saying that, dude. I'm just saying, like, it's just a little weird. Like, those dudes could be your kids, man.
Hawthorne Heights is like in their 40s now.
They're in like mid to late 30s.
No, they were big in the early 2000s, and you had to figure they were late teens, early 20s then.
Yeah.
So 20 years later.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Late 30s, early 40s.
Okay, so your dad walks to you and he says, "Cool, I got this new Hawthorne Heights album. Have you checked it out?"
Yeah, but also
wouldn't
my
be
dad's
like-
almost 70, so
You wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
dude, you're not a guy that should be listening to that. Like, even if he enjoys it, you're just like, you think you kind of.
honestly, it weirds me out. Like he'll buy a Rihanna CD or something.
Oh yeah, now
Like,
that's weird.
But it's like that old school mentality. Like he heard the one song, like he bought that Green album, whatever, with I think Umbrellas on it and like Disturbia,
yeah,
and he heard one song off it back in the day, and he bought the whole album because that's just what you did, especially for like that older generation.
for sure.
And he just had, I guarantee you, he's played that CD maybe once in his life, but he just heard the one song that he kind of liked and he bought the CD.
He's like, I'm gonna go out and get that CD.
Yeah.
That's
But that's weird to me. Like, why did you buy a Rihanna CD? Or like he has a Bloodhound Gang CD.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
Which is like the weirdest fucking thing for my dad to have. And like, what could he have possibly heard? Because they're like really vulgar and
right.
I don't know. But he has that CD, and I never asked him, like, what made you buy the CD? I should. And,
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'll ask him and get back to you.
Because see, the thing is my dad. When was your dad born? Do you know the year?
53.
Oh shit, because my dad born 65.
Yeah.
So see, when my dad hears a song he likes, he doesn't go out and buy it. He doesn't ever hear it again. He YouTubes it.
Oh, see, my dad's definitely not
So
that
see,
advanced.
this dude, what he'll do, and it's funny, him and my mom will do this thing every Friday, Saturday night, is what they'll do is they'll YouTube music they heard recently, they'll drink a bunch of beer, and they'll look up the lyric version of it. And they'll just both sing it together, which is cool. Like, they got their own little thing, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, when my mom comes up to me, and she's like, "Oh, did you hear that new?" I guess for women it's different. But when my dad comes up to me, he's like, "Oh yeah, really been digging Maroon 5 lately."
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's kind of weird.
dude, you used to listen to Van Halen and Motley Crue, and now you're like in Maroon 5.
Yeah, it's funny though that you bring up that with women it's different, because my mom is definitely into more hip music, and I don't find it as weird. Like she's very, yeah, she likes the '80s hair bands and stuff. That's what she was, you know.
Oh, I'd love to talk to your mom then.
Yeah, that's her jam. But like, we were always listening to the radio in the car together, you know, like as a kid, and so like it's not weird for me to picture her listening to modern-ish stuff, whereas my dad would always put on like that old Sheryl Crow CD or some crap, or you know, the Who from when he was a kid, or you know, Rolling Stones or whatever. Like he would always put on that old stuff, and me and my mom would listen to the radio, hip, like, well, hip for the day, you know.
Do you genuinely enjoy the Rolling Stones and the Who?
The Who I have not listened to very much of. Rolling Stones, 10% of their music is good, and the rest of it I just don't care for.
Yeah. So basically, you hear like 3 or 4 songs, and you're like, oh, I like 3 or 4 songs
Like,
out of their
if you gave me a greatest hits of the Rolling Stones, I would probably like a quarter of that music.
Yeah. See, to me, that makes the most sense, because like I hear these old guys, these old timers, and let's you know that hippie music, that Woodstock, wood music, and I'm like, okay, I like a couple of songs, but it's like nothing I'm going out of my way to listen to. You know? Like
no, it's not like you make a playlist and you're like, oh yeah, Rolling Stones, let me put that on.
Yeah, right. No. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, but that's just our personal preference. I mean,
well,
there's plenty of people, young people, that dig that stuff. Like when I went to that Rolling Stones concert with him, I was surprised at how many young people there were. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of dudes and ladies in their 60s, and
for sure.
But there were a lot of young people there, including myself. I'm more of the mid-range for it, and my parents' generation, so obviously, but there were a lot of young kids there.
Mid-range, so there were people younger than you?
Yeah. Like it was, there were kids and...
Well, kids is different. They're going there with their parents or...
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like a concert where a group of kids just went to go, but there were plenty of, I don't know, my age people.
Okay. Because, see, and remember we knew Sean. Sean was into that, like Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Grateful Dead.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I hear like, what is it, Paint It Black? Paint It Black? Or whatever their big popular song is.
Who?
The Rolling... Isn't that a Rolling Stones song?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. But you know, you hear a song... Yeah, that is. That's a Rolling Stones.
Sure. I really couldn't tell you.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay.
That's what it is, I think. Anyways, like I hear a song like that and I'm like, okay, yeah, like that's that one song, dude, that I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm not gonna...
the concert was good though. It was entertaining, and like there's enough good songs that they play that I recognized. Like every 2 or 3 songs, they're like, oh, this is a good jam. Not something I would seek out on my own, but like, this is good stuff.
But you like dance to it.
Yeah.
Did you get to see your dad dance?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And like sing along to it, and I'm just like...
And it's like, dude, don't do that again. I cannot see your dad dance.
When we went, because I don't typically drink around him very much, because I'll get judged. But he's gotten better lately. But still, like, I was just like going down to quote unquote go to the bathroom, and I would get a beer, like, because we walked in. He's like, "You want a beer?" And I was like, "Whoa, really? Like you're like offering to get me one?" And so I had a beer, and then... You know, I finished it before the concert even started because we were there so freaking early. And then...
Yeah, like father, like son.
Oh, and he even, like, offered to take beers with us and drink them in the parking lot, which was so freaking, like, weird to me.
Yeah.
He was like, you want to get some beer and we'll take them in a cooler and we'll drink them before we go in.
He really let loose.
Yeah. And so, like, he didn't end up having any in the parking lot, but I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to bring an IPA and I'm going to get as... like as buzzed as I can possibly get without like letting him know, you know. So I got a really strong beer, and we went in, and I drank it in the parking lot, and then we went in and I got another beer because he offered, and then, you know, I was done before the concert even started, so I would go down and get a beer, and just like try to walk as far away from our section as possible. So if he went down, he wouldn't see me just standing there drinking a beer.
Oh, yeah. So you make the long route. Yeah.
And then, so I try to chug like a big old Bud or a Shock Top as fast as I could, and then go back and sit down. Ended up having like 3 or 4 beers there.
Did they have the tall ones?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the 21 ounces.
Yeah, the ones
So
that like.
I was like digging the concert.
Oh, I'm sure. So, okay, yeah. And see, that's so odd for me to hear. And not saying that there's anything wrong with your dad. Like, I grew up in like 4, 5, or 6, seeing my parents throwing parties.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's stuck up. He just was very sheltering of me. Like he's kind of hypocritical.
Okay.
Like I know he smoked weed and drank a lot when he was
Stones.
Yeah. And yeah, who knows what else he did.
Mm-hmm.
But I know all that stuff and I hear stories about it, but it was always like when it came to me when I turned 21, it took probably till I was like 25, 26 for him to actually accept that I could go like and drink around them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like if I would have a beer around them before that, it was like, what are you doing? Yeah. And then so it took like 25, 26 for him to be like accepting of me having a beer at their house or them coming over here and me having a beer.
And what's that like? Like, so let's say that's the first time, like you're 25, 26, 27, whatever your age, you go over to your parents' house and you say, you mind if I have a beer? Or
so that's not an option. Like, so if you have to drive, you don't drink.
Okay.
Like you don't even have one.
Okay.
Which to me is a little overkill, but I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. But yeah, you don't even, like my grandparents are even worse. Like you can't even have a sip and drive home if you go to their house.
Are these the ones I met that one time?
Yeah.
Did you pick up that
yeah,
grill?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they seem really nice. They're seem
chill.
like very
They're
like
very chill, but
lenient.
they're very, I don't know, they're just very cautious of everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably because they knew people that were raging alcoholics that couldn't contain themselves and handle themselves. So they don't want me going down that path. But I can handle myself. I can have a beer and drive home and be okay.
Yeah. Are your parents a pretty good age difference?
9 years. My mom was 28 and dad was 37.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
And then my uncle is 8 years younger than my mom.
Okay.
So they even have a pretty decent age gap too.
Is he the youngest?
Yeah, it's only 2 of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because see, my parents were born the same year. They're only a month
really?
apart. Yeah.
Wow.
My dad's May, my mom's June.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, and see, that's how my old lady's parents are. Is they're 10 years apart.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I'm like, and like I've told her before, I said, it's different the older you get.
Yeah,
when you're 20,
like 28 and 37 doesn't seem that weird.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
a little weird.
Yeah, but like you said, like if it was 18 and 37 or 18 and 27.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh, that's like fucking rapist shit.
Yeah. But why would you want to?
Well, maybe I don't know, maybe he or she or
I've never been 10 years apart for 9 years apart.
Well, what's the
from
biggest
anybody.
gap?
25 and 19, so 6 years.
Oh shit! So you date if you're a senior or junior in high school and you date a freshman, like that's like what?
Yeah.
But that's only a year or two, dude.
Yeah.
But
then like let's say you dated a middle schooler, like an 8th grader and a senior. So an 8th grader is 13, 14, and a senior is 17, 18.
Let's
That's
say
4
16,
years.
17, because once you hit 18, that's the cusp.
Okay, 17. So it's between a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old. That's only 4 years. Once you get in your 20s, that's not that weird. But an 8th grader going out with a senior in high school, that's fucking weird.
Right. But then you hear something like, let's say, a 39-year-old dating a 49-year-old. Like, that's not that weird.
Yeah,
because
but once
she's
you get
basically 40.
Once you get in your
50.
30s and you're dating someone older than 30, I mean, as long as they're not like 70. But it's not, I mean, you're both adults. You've both had a lot of time to live your life, figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that weird.
I was going to tell you something, and you had, it was about that. Oh, man, I forgot. But it was something like what we were talking about.
What? Music?
Yeah. So like, wouldn't it be even weirder if your dad got like a Drake album?
Yeah. Well, but specifically because he wouldn't listen to hip hop.
No, it doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. Like,
No,
what
but
if,
that's not irrelevant.
no, it
Because-
is irrelevant because like, what if he just went out and said, I like that song. It doesn't sound very hip hoppy to me. It sounds more dancey to me.
Okay.
Okay, because it's his interpretation of the music.
Yeah, I mean, but he would be the type to do that, and I'd be like, oh, at this point, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but that would just be weird.
Oh yeah, that would be
Yeah,
weird.
but see, like my mom going out and getting a Drake album, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I remember my parents, they liked that like classic '90s rock, and classic '80s.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Goo Goo Dolls.
No,
and-
my dad stopped like majorly listening to music like in the 80s.
Okay.
He doesn't like any of that, like Van Halen, none of that stuff. He doesn't
really?
like any of that stuff. Like late 70s even, obviously.
So like he's pre-'70s.
Yeah, like up through.
So you like Led
70s.
Zeppelin?
No, but I don't think that has anything to do with the time period. It's just something he doesn't care for that much. I
Oh,
don't know.
okay,
Like he
okay.
knows who they are and he knows their songs.
But he's just not a fan.
yeah,
Okay. Which is weird because my dad was such a huge '80s buff that like it's weird that nobody would like the '80s coming from that classic
but
rock.
your dad was born in 65, 10 years later.
True. I'll give you that.
And would you say your dad, so let's say 10 years later, would your dad listen to a lot of 90s stuff?
No, he's like he I guess has an open mind. He would do '70s, '80s, '90s.
Okay.
So like a pretty broad spectrum, but not too broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, of like he's not gonna go to like listen to Two Live Crew. Like he has his limits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, my dad is probably 60s, 70s, some 50s, but he's more of that hippie age, and the 50s were all about like rock, early rock,
Yeah.
like rocking around the Christmas tree and shit. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Rock around the clock and like
Yeah.
so he's not that into
Oh, yeah.
Just
I know
like-
what you kind of rock. Yeah, like
kind of
that.
hokey.
Yeah.
Like
I know
the
exactly.
early days of rock.
Yeah. So it likes Elvis.
Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't say he's that into Elvis either.
What about Beatles?
Beatles, he's a huge Beatles fan. Huge.
To me, one of the most overrated bands I think I've ever heard. I tried.
That's a hot take.
I even went out. Back when the Hastings was on Candelaria and fucking Tramway.
Yeah.
And I went there and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And I'm really, really gonna try super fucking hard, dude. And I went to it and I got a Greatest Beatles album,
Yeah.
vinyl. So I was committed, dude. Like this isn't some fucking CD. I went out and I got it and I was like, okay. I was listening to the vinyl when I got home and I was like,
I mean, yeah, it bores me to death.
yes,
too.
yeah, it does.
I won't go as far to say they're overrated.
Oh yeah, for sure. But maybe
But
okay. I get it. I get
It's
what
just
you're
not
gonna
your
say.
taste.
Right, I get what you're gonna say.
Like
It's
clearly, millions of people loved the Beatles,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, it doesn't do it for me. Like "Come Together," I like that song.
not, okay, yeah, that's a pretty good song.
But-
That's a pretty good song.
I couldn't even name you another Beatles song.
Why I like that? Like, let me. What is it? Like, let
There's
me
like
hold your hand or
Across the
something.
Universe. Let me hold your. Yeah, there's like catchy little songs, but
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like I'm getting in my car and blasting some Beatles.
No, for sure not. Heck no.
Never.
No. Yeah, never. I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah, but there's people even today that love the Beatles.
I just
But
don't get it. But maybe
I
it's just
kind of
my
feel like
opinion.
that's a
Just my
hipster
opinion.
thing. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah, I feel like them, like The Cure, like a lot of
Like
bands
Cure.
I've noticed, like it, and I know a few hippie guys, and I know if it starts with they're all about it. Like The Strokes,
yeah,
The Cure, and bands like that, and they're all about it.
yeah. Those are much later than the Beatles, though.
Of course, but they're just like, I've been into The Cure before they did like It's Friday song, and I'm like, oh, that's them? Yeah, cool, man. I
Yeah.
actually like that song.
Oh, dude,
Huh.
do you know who Jared Leto is?
Yeah, that dope ass. He's so sick, dude. The guy from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah, see, I just discovered that he
No,
was the singer for 30 Seconds to Mars
dude,
yesterday.
No,
I was watching the music video to the kill, right?
Yes,
And I was
yes,
like, this
dope.
dude looks just like Jared Leto. That's crazy. So I Googled it,
Oh, man.
and he's the same dude.
Yeah, dude.
I
He's
had
so
no
sick.
That was like, it's like one of those moments where like a piece of common knowledge just escapes you for whatever reason.
Oh, uh-huh.
You know? Like you're just like, how the hell did I not know that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And my mind was blown. I was like, that's something I should have known because I like that band. I
Great
know
band.
who Jared Leto is as an actor. Like, how did I miss that?
Now, as being on that side, not knowing that he's the singer, what
Yeah.
did you think of his acting?
His acting?
Yeah.
His acting's okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's good. Like, he gets really into it. He's just kind of a weird... He weirds me out.
No, he definitely plays weird roles, but he's definitely a good actor.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I'd prefer him to sing, but he's a dope-ass actor. I think dope-ass.
The only real things I can remember him in Suicide Squad as the Joker, which was mediocre. I hated that movie, but he was fine. He was fine as the Joker.
Uh-huh.
But the one that sticks out to me is Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw that.
No, did not.
But he was really, really good in that movie. But that's the only two that stick in my head. Like, I couldn't tell you another Jared Leto movie, really.
Well, there's this one, and I'm not saying you should go out and watch it or whatever, but there's this movie, Requiem for a Dream.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
he's in there. I think one of the Wayans brothers is in there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a good movie. He's a really good actor.
Deep, dark, sad movie, though,
very,
right?
very.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember back in the day, like I was hit a few where I smoke a few blunts,
Yeah.
and then I watched that movie and I just zone out.
Oof.
Like I would lose like all day to that fucking movie.
You know what's a crazy movie that's kind of like that? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Never seen it.
So it's got Jim Carrey, but it's dramatic Jim Carrey.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
When he's dramatic, he's deep.
Yeah, so this movie, it's about he breaks up with his woman or whatever, and he just meets this other lady like pretty soon afterwards. And they just kind of click. And I can't tell you the whole plot exactly, plus it'll ruin it, but like they kind of click and you see their progression of their life together, kind of.
Okay.
Like the highs and the lows. And then also the whole thing is based on dreams. So what you do is when you break up with someone, you can go in and get your memories of them deleted.
Oh, that would suck.
Well, but like you would lose all the pain.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can see that, yeah.
Like you go in and they erase all your memory of that relationship and you lose all the pain. You lose all the great, great memories, but you lose the pain. Mm-hmm. So that's why people do it. So he goes in, he gets his memory erased, and he meets this chick, and they hit it off. But it turns out that was the chick he broke up with. But they don't remember each other because they both did it.
Oh,
And
she did it too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So they hit it off again and not knowing who each other are. And so it's crazy. And like it represents his dreams. Like it kind of flashes back in his dream sequences. Mm-hmm. And so he kind of dreams about her, not knowing. It's hard to explain, but like these dream sequences are the closest representation of dreams I've ever seen other than my actual dreams. Like on film. They're just like, there's weird stuff going on and it's so surreal and like weird.
Trippy?
Yeah. But
yeah.
it's not like blatant trippy. It's not like 2001 Space Odyssey where there's flashing lights and weird trippy acid shit. Yeah. It's just like reality stretched in a weird way that feels like a dream on screen.
Okay. I'll have to check that out because that sounds actually pretty interesting.
It's
I'm not lying.
really good. Yeah, if you hadn't seen it, watch it because it's like so visceral. He has a dream where he's a baby. Mm-hmm. But it's still Jim Carrey, but so he's imagining his mother, but he's tiny and they built a set that's huge. So like he's small enough to like walk around as Jim Carrey under a table and like be a baby. Mm-hmm. It's so weird. The whole thing is just amazing the way they do it, and it's really good, and it's like his best acting.
Because see, I always notice a funky thing about when I dream. Do you dream every night?
Most nights.
Most nights,
98% of the nights.
Could not agree more. Anyways, I always notice about the dream. You don't know it's a dream till it's over, obviously. Yeah. But to me, when I'm dreaming, it's very fuzzy. It's like it's got a filter on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like the movie does that so well. It's not literally fuzzy. It's not like they put a weird filter or digital effect on it, but it's just so weird. It's like a mind trip kind of,
like
and you feel like you're watching a dream. Like they represent it so well.
How old is that movie?
Late, early 2000s, I think.
Oh, so it's old.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
Well,
Yeah, it's kind
if almost 20 years.
Yeah. Well, let me look it up to be sure.
Yeah, because see, to me, I always notice that about a dream. Is it's very foggy. It's very foggy, but
2004.
you're still comprehensive of what's going on.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Adobe Igloo.
Oh, that shit is...
Who's had Adobe Igloo?
That is so good. I love that. It's
Santa Fe shout out.
I feel like it's one of the most underrated. Like, it's not
good.
appreciated enough as much as it should
It's
be.
like one of the most different beers that the state offers. Like,
Are we doing Rona or can I have a swig?
no, we're doing Rona.
Oh my god. I'm not going to get one. Because they're too high in alcohol.
What?
They're high.
6%. That's not even bad.
That's 6, dude.
But like, I can honestly say this is like the only like nutty ale that I like.
I'm not going to drink it. I just want to see what it says about it.
Because I don't typically like browns or nut browns or anything like that. But that beer is good.
Because, see, I had drinking this and then I poured it into a glass. And then I was like, wait, is this a porter?
Yeah.
And it was
it's
just...
not a porter. It's a ale, not like a nut brown ale.
No, I know.
Brown
but,
ale.
Yeah, no, I know. But I was just like, when I had first tried it.
Oh, yeah.
But I really appreciate, or I not appreciate, but I really dig the
can art.
Yeah, the can
great.
art's so sick. It's like that 8-bit classic shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it always
like
reminds
an
me of.
Indian, like Native American pattern.
Yeah, like if it was in Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, plug of the beer review show.
A plug?
Yeah, a plug.
Okay.
You're getting into podcasting, you need to start learning the lingo.
Oh, yeah.
Plugging. So
I've never heard of that before.
that's why I'm explaining it.
Okay.
So when you plug something, it's like something you're doing. Like, let me plug my Instagram. I'm at blah 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 on Instagram, or visit my Facebook page, or hey, I got a comedy special coming out. Let me plug my comedy special. That's what they call it. Plug it.
Plug. Okay.
So I'm plugging in
a beer review.
our beer review show.
Okay.
Which we have 3 episodes up. Hopefully those will go up pretty soon.
Yes.
Got to edit them, but the Rona has thrown a wrench in that.
But this one is definitely better.
But what's definitely better?
This podcast is definitely better.
Because you're in it?
Of course.
I'm in both, so they're both good.
Well,
But
you're more like
anyways.
my sidekick. I'm like the Batman. You're like
It's a local beer review show, and we throw Budweiser, Corona,
like
imports in there.
Joker sidekick.
What?
I'm just like helping you out, trying to get you on the right track here. I'm just like a
Wait,
big
you're
shot.
the sidekick?
No,
Yeah.
I'm like Batman, dude. Anyways, so no, that beer's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that sucks about that beer is it's not around year round.
I feel like I'd get tired of it though. I like that it's limited.
No, I guess I understand where you're coming from. Kind of like
I like getting 1 or 2 6-packs a year or whatever it is, and just chilling with it. But then it's gone. I like that.
Yeah, no, it's good. I would still buy it though, because I'm that type of dude that can like watch the same movie 4 or 5 times and drink the same beer.
But it's not a summer beer. It's not like you're sitting outside and we have an Adobe Igloo and it's like 90 degrees outside.
Come on, who says that, dude?
Me.
Who says? Oh,
That's a legit thing. I don't want a freaking Java Stout when it's 90 degrees outside.
if you enjoy coffee, you do.
Pass out. No, it's too thick and heavy. I
No
want like a
way.
nice, refreshing, cool beer.
No,
Pilsner, lager.
at 11:30, I'll sit outside and have a cup of coffee, hot,
Ugh.
just because I enjoy coffee, dude. Like, yeah,
sounds
sometimes I'll go out of my way to get an
terrible.
iced Americano.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
It's really good. It's just like it's preference. Like, I enjoy coffee, so I wouldn't mind Java Stout any time of the year.
It's just so heavy.
Oh, okay. But
Heavy. It's a meal.
it is. It's very, very heavy. Yeah. But I feel like almost all stouts are like that.
Yeah, that's why you don't typically drink stouts in the summer. Like,
Yeah.
you just don't have a summer. It's not like, oh, try the new Santa Fe Summer Stout. No, that's not a thing.
Now, see, that would be a good invention.
I mean, they have
Summer
those.
stout.
They have the pale stouts that are like a golden stout, but they're still kind of mealy. They're like,
Who makes that?
Lighter.
I've never had one of those.
really?
Yeah, never had never. What did you call it? A pale stout?
Like a golden stout.
Uh-huh.
I've had several, and they just look like a pils. Well, I guess it's technically a lager.
Mhm.
and it just looks like a regular clear lager, but it tastes like a stout. It's roasty and they're good. I think Bombs Away does one. Some other places do them, but
So what is it classified as? A lager?
yeah. So all stouts are lagers.
Okay. Yeah, because I really like that Marble Cerveza.
Yes, that's
and,
good.
And that's really good.
Yeah, those stouts look just like that. Like it's a Kolsch. It's a coffee Kolsch, but as soon as you hear coffee, you think, oh, dark and roasty. From that brewery I like in Arizona, Huss Brewing. But
Shout
you
out.
pour it. Yes, shout out.
Plug it in.
If anyone's listening from Huss,
This is a
give
plug.
us a sponsorship because I love that freaking place. Yeah, it is no, it's not a plug because I don't work there. But anyways, you think it's all dark and roasty, but you pour it and it's nice and golden. It's like it is lighter, but it's still not something I want in heat.
But if it's cold,
when
it
I'm
really
in
doesn't
heat.
matter. Am I wrong?
It matters to me. Yes, it's ice cold, but it's still thick. It's heavy. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. It's heavy, so I feel like I gotta digest it more or something. I don't know.
So okay, yeah, because see, to me, if it's cold and I don't really care, and it's beer, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm not very picky though. Not saying you're picky. I'm just saying like,
I'm pretty picky. I hate tomatoes. I hate them.
do you like roasted tomatoes?
No.
Really?
No.
I hate tomatoes, but I love roasted tomatoes.
Ugh.
So you
The only way I like tomatoes if it's made into a sauce.
ketchup.
Yeah,
Shout out to
ketchup,
Hunt's.
spaghetti
Sponsor us.
sauce,
Hunt's, please.
But like, if you put a tomato on something, if it's like cooked or anything, or even like the chunkier, like a tomato soup that has tomato chunks in it or something, that's no. Even though they're cooked,
Right.
no.
So okay, so like if I said, hey, I put these in the oven, salt, pepper,
Yeah,
olive oil,
ugh.
and they're just
They
roasted.
still have that tomatoey flavor to them. Yeah, I
Maybe-
think it's like when they're in a sauce, they've added sugar and who knows what else.
Right.
So they're palatable and good, but I just can't eat a tomato cooked or uncooked. No.
See, I don't mind a tomato if it's oven roasted. I really can't. Like, I don't like tomatoes. I think they're disgusting, and I think they're just hideous
But
looking.
that's even weirder to me that you just like them cooked.
How? I like it cooked.
Because it tastes the same, just warm.
Do you like bell peppers?
Yeah. I would prefer a bell pepper cooked.
Okay, thank you. You just proved my point.
But I like them raw too.
So you'll just pick a bell pepper right out of the fridge and say,
No.
okay.
But that's different. Who does that? Are there people? I'm sure there's people, but
Well, have you ever heard of this
but
thing?
people pop cherry tomatoes all the time, or they put fresh tomatoes on salads, or whatever
Right.
it is.
There's this new thing called the salad. People put raw bell peppers on.
But it's not as common. I don't know.
It's common, dude.
Sure, fine, but I don't mind it. It's not like the difference between an uncooked tomato and a cooked tomato. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh no, man! I'm telling you.
I don't know why I don't like them.
The other day, I forgot what it was, but I can't remember if it was like sweet potatoes and oven roasted tomatoes, or if it was zucchini, like oven roasted
Zucchini's good.
zucchini and oven roasted tomatoes, like a mixture of it, and it was good because that acidity.
What did you do to the tomatoes?
Salt, pepper, olive oil. Salt, pepper, olive oil on the.
I mean, I'd give it a try.
Yeah, because the acidicness.
Yeah.
Sure. The acidicness.
Acidity.
Yeah, acidity. It kind of counteracts like the zucchini because it's so like dry.
But
not
what about
dry.
plain? Ignore the zucchini because I love zucchini.
Yeah.
So what if you just popped one of those tomatoes in your mouth?
Oh, I could. Yeah.
You'd
For
enjoy
sure.
it.
For sure.
So I'd be down.
Maybe because see on the oven roasted ones, my favorite ones are the ones a little burnt. That have like that
But
charredness
see,
to it.
they also have like a little bitterness to them too, right? Like just naturally because they're a little charred.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah,
So I
they're
might
charred.
like that. I don't know. I would be down to try it. That's a different form of tomato that I can't say I've tried.
Yeah, but I mean it's not like burnt. It's just like charred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might like it.
It's good. I like it because see, I don't like to have kale salad, but I'll have kale chips.
Like fresh kale.
Yeah, like just raw fresh kale instead of like leafy greens in your salad.
I
You
don't
just
know if
have
I've ever
only
had raw
kale.
fresh kale. I've had, baked kale chips or whatever, and they're fine. But I don't really know what kale tastes like plain.
Do I have you had kale
Uncooked.
chips?
That's what I just said. I've had them like baked in the oven
Oh,
with
okay,
salt
okay,
and
yeah,
pepper or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah. Uh-huh.
seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've ever just like eaten a leaf of kale raw.
No,
But I like spinach. Like I really love raw spinach. Like I could have a salad of just spinach.
spinach is good.
The only form of spinach I don't like is that nasty slime that comes in the can. That's nasty.
Oh, like the
That-
good old Popeye shit.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was my view of spinach for the longest time because my dad would eat spinach out of the can
Oh,
when I was a
man,
little
that's-
kid.
that's
and I was
rough.
like, "This is spinach. This is terrible." But then I discovered, oh, fresh spinach. That's really good. It's not slimy. It's like it has a real fresh, almost crispness to it. Still.
Yeah.
But it's that nasty, like sitting in a can forever slime. Like, why? I don't get it. But,
Well, it's just canned shit. Anything that's canned is like that.
yeah, but corn doesn't take on a new slimy form just because it's canned or green
come
beans.
on, dude. You're not eating corn out of the can.
Who doesn't? Canned corn.
You're
Everyone
cook-
eats canned
Yeah,
corn.
but you're cooking it. You're putting it in something. You're
Oh, well, you just heat it up.
heating it up. That cooks out all that stuff.
Yeah, but spinach is slimy. It's
Oh,
like
yeah, no.
slivers of
No,
slime.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I think
instead
that's,
of a leaf.
yeah.
Like, why do they? I guess because it only preserves if you like slime it up. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, like you have.
but
like
who likes that? Who's like, oh yeah, let me get some of this gook
I don't know.
and shove it in my mouth.
I think maybe back in the day when that was a thing.
Yeah,
When, like,
it's really
canned
good
thing.
for you. Yeah, because you can't preserve stuff as well
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, so they would shred it up, and I don't even know what makes it slimy. Why is it slimy? Do they put it in something?
Obviously, like preservatives, like all canned goods are good for like at least a year.
Yeah. Oh. or
No,
10
at
years.
least
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. At least a
But
year.
who got the idea to can spinach? Like,
Well, if you think about it, what if you're gonna cook something fresh? Like, think of something you're gonna cook fresh.
but it's not like they can romaine lettuce. Why would you can spinach?
How can you? Romaine lettuce is pretty big.
chop it up?
I know, but
But that's what I'm saying. Like
Okay, okay.
lettuce.
Mhm.
So basically, spinach and romaine lettuce are the same in a salad, fresh. But you can one, and you don't can the other. Why can spinach and not romaine lettuce? Like, what's the difference?
I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it gets slimy, like that.
That
They're
people just
adding
love.
something, yeah.
I don't know.
Because I don't know. To me, like it blows my mind that like people are constantly saying, "Oh, canned stuff is just the worst," but yet let's donate it to the homeless. You know what
Yeah,
I
but
mean?
it's because it's non-perishable, basically.
So
So
No,
they
I
don't
don't-
have much of a choice.
No.
Like if you want to be homeless and not get a job,
whoa,
okay.
whoa.
maybe you don't want to, but if you're in that situation, you don't have much of a choice. You eat what you're given. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Communist over here.
What? No, that has nothing to do with communism.
Oh, it has something to do with it.
No, it doesn't.
some way or
I'm
another.
not saying give the guy on the corner free healthcare.
Okay. But you're saying give him $20?
No, I'm saying give him a can of beans.
Oh yeah, they're gonna love that.
Well,
like I feel like okay,
I mean,
okay.
like if you're in that situation, are you one to look a gift horse in the mouth? No.
but
You
know they
say,
are.
"Oh, thank you for the can of beans."
No, you know,
Well, I know.
because I've done that before, dude. I've
I
done that
know,
where
I
I've carried a bag of.
Well,
granola
that's the
bars.
thing. Yeah, you give them like, if they're gonna really be appreciative, you give them a pair of socks and a water and, like you said, granola bars. Like you give them a little care package, and
Right.
that's how you know the people that are really struggling versus the people that are just out for an easy buck
Right.
or liquor or their drug addiction.
Yeah, and most
Like,
of them
oh,
are.
you're giving me food. Fuck you.
Most of them are because, like, I'm not trying to insult the homeless or whatever, but I feel like if you're a true hustler and you truly want a job, you're gonna go out and do it because
Well,
yeah, because the only person that's stopping you from you is you, or stopping you from like succeeding is you.
yeah.
You know, there's a perfect example is whether you like his movies or not. Tyler Perry.
Well, we just jumped from homeless people to Tyler Perry.
No, Tyler Perry was homeless, dude.
Okay, yeah. So same with Tiffany Haddish,
Who's that?
comedian. She's on like a bunch of Kevin Hart movies and comedies, and she blew up.
Uh huh.
But the story is she was living in her car for the longest time.
Tiffany Haddish?
Haddish. You've never heard of Tiffany Haddish?
I might have seen
Look her
her.
up. Look her up.
Oh, I'm looking her up.
She blew the hell up.
Oh, yeah. She was at... Yeah. She was in that movie. What is it? Night School or something?
Yeah, Night School. All those.
That movie was good. That movie was good as
saw it.
shit. Oh, dude, you should. It was hilarious. I mean, if you like that type of movie.
Yeah. She kind of bugs me, but like she's a good comic, but
Is she a comedian?
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, she was living in her car, and she she would do gigs out of her car or whatever, because she had no home, and then she got discovered and all that. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There are people that make it work, or even not on that level of celebrity status. Like, oh, I didn't go from homeless to being a celebrity, but I went from homeless to doing people's yard work and being really nice and doing really good work.
Yeah.
And then
Now I own my own landscape company.
I got a job and I got myself an apartment and I'm doing okay for myself now.
Yeah, but see, you don't hear about those stories every day.
Oh yeah, because it's not glorious. It's not dramatic.
Oh, come on. In this Albuquerque, dude,
Nobody does that though.
the news would eat that
people.
up.
No, they wouldn't.
Oh, I can guarantee you. You get a homeless person that made something of themselves, and now they are working
Nobody
in a
gives
job.
a shit about that.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, they would. They would be like, "Oh, wow, like you made something of yourself." Yep, I was homeless. I was eating the granola bars and putting on the socks that you guys give me.
Say people would love that news story. Where are you going to find that dude? Are you going to interview every homeless dude? No,
Go to him.
Because they're homeless.
But
then you're not going to go to every person that lives in poverty and be like, were you homeless at one time? How did you get out of your homelessness?
Well, maybe they should go to them.
That's a hard news story to produce.
Why not? Why not John Doe off the street made something of himself, and now he said, you know what? I hope
nobody cares.
I hope that one day this could motivate another homeless guy. So
because nobody around here cares. Is it a murder? Is it a rape?
Well,
is it
that's just where we live.
A burglarized home with triple homicide? No, so nobody gives a shit.
That's so depressing. Dave.
I know. That's why I don't watch the damn news.
I don't either. But you have to admit that would be pretty cool. Like, you wouldn't click on that? Like, even if you saw that in your feed.
No.
And you saw, oh, wow, I would.
Care.
I could guarantee you I would.
Did
A homeless guy makes something of himself. Boom, there's your headline.
I don't know. Maybe. It depends on what he was doing with himself. Like, if he just got a job, cool, good for you. I don't care.
So, like,
if he was doing something to, like, help the community or forward other homeless people, or, maybe I would click on it. But just being honest, I don't really care.
Why?
I don't know. Because I would go like, oh, cool, good for him. But I wouldn't watch it. I don't care.
I would.
Okay, maybe I'm the outlier there. I don't know.
Because I'm probably one of the meanest people to homeless people. One of the meanest person to homeless people.
Because I'm not mean to them.
I'm not mean. Like, I'm not yelling at them. Like, oh, you're a fucking loser. Get a fucking job.
Yeah.
No, but I'm like, this dude needs to get a job. I'm not going to give him my money that I work hard for.
Yeah. Well, I always try to think of the best in people. Like, maybe they're in a really tough situation. They got sick or injured or something, or they're a veteran and they got the bum end of a stick. I don't know.
Okay.
There's people you could pretty much tell that aren't like that, but who am I to say? I don't know their backstory.
So what happens when you see a consistent homeless person? Like, okay, you drive home every day, same route, and you see the same homeless person 3 or 4 times a week.
I don't think much of it, to be honest. Like, what am I going to do?
I would be like, well, obviously this dude's making some type of money. Like, he has to be.
Oh, well,
So what is he doing with that money? That's what I'm thinking. Okay. I see a homeless dude, and I know exactly who he is. I see him.
Well, there's people like that come over to Costco all the time. They're just the same people.
Right.
Over and over, because they know they can go in the lot, make a few bucks, move on when they get asked to leave. I mean, it works, clearly, but, it works to an extent where you can survive, because those people come by day after day for years.
Because, see, that's one of the things that pisses me off the most. Like, hey, dude, I'm trying to load my groceries. I really don't have a free hand to give you $1. Yeah. Could you please, leave me alone?
Yeah.
Like if I see on the corner, I might. Yeah, you're more likely to get $1 off the corner
Yeah.
than you are hassling me in the parking lot.
That's for sure. Well,
Of a
because
grocery
you feel violated, you feel insecure because someone approaching you in a parking lot,
Yeah.
you don't know what the hell they're doing.
No.
Like you're in a vulnerable position because you have groceries or electronics or something that you just bought that somebody might want to steal, let alone you're in your car.
Yeah.
Your car is open, so you don't want anybody to get too close because you don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
different if you're just passing some guy on the corner because they're not going to get in your car. Like, unless they have a gun and wave it at your face, they're not getting in your car,
Yeah.
right?
No, I get it. But see, because one time I was approached at the Walgreens, you buy by my house,
Yeah.
Vegas Central, and this dude came up to me and asked me for $1. I'm like, dude, it's after 9.
Yeah, well,
This
that's
is-
even worse when it's like night.
It's 21 fucking 30.
You told him that?
No, I told him, dude. What I said is, get out. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
I said, please. And then he asked me again, and I said, dude, I have a knife on me, and I'm not afraid to use it. Like, please give me some space. I have my old lady
He
in the
must
car.
have really been creeping you out.
He was.
Oh.
And it was pissing me off, dude. And I really don't like to get like that in front of people.
Yeah.
Because, I don't like to be pushed that far. But sometimes you have to push yourself
I mean,
in
you
order
do.
to set a boundary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Usually it's just like I'll be walking out to my car after work or whatever, and somebody will come up, hey, do you have any change? There's always the excuse. It's always the same excuse too. It's always, hey, my girlfriend and I broke down. Do you have 25 cents for gas? Like always.
Yeah. Yeah. Or,
And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash, because it just seems like a hustle.
oh, for sure.
Like, even if you're the nicest person in the world, like, I've noticed that some people are genuinely, it appears genuine, but they're just like, hey, I really don't want to bother you, but I broke down, I need some gas. But that's kind of your damn fault. Like, why are you running your car so low
Oh, agreed.
that you run out of gas? And why don't you even have $1 on you? Like, you would think you would need that for something, I don't know, like, what are you doing driving around in that situation?
Oh, yeah.
Ride the bus to the grocery store. It just doesn't, there's holes in those stories that don't make sense to me. And I'm like, well, what are you really trying to do here?
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's legit, but it's, so 10% of them are legit, and the other 90% are trying to hustle you or rob you. So it's like,
But see, that's what makes me feel bad about that 10%. Like,
Yeah,
there's
well,
people
yeah,
who are literally stranded out there.
yeah,
Like,
I agree.
Even in the, okay, cool. Well, I don't believe you because homeless people ruined it for you.
yeah, exactly. Well, the majority always ruins it for the people that genuinely need stuff.
Yeah.
But how are we as
Givers?
normal, okay people, like well-off,
Comfortable.
comfortable, comfortable people, how are we supposed to determine that? Especially this day and age, especially living in Albuquerque.
Well, see, I was talking to my old lady about this a few years ago, and she had said,
years ago.
yeah, and she had said, because I'll never forget this, and she had said, that's not up to you. You gave back to the homeless community. It's on them to see what they do.
Yes,
And
I
again-
agree with that. Like, you can give them a few bucks and be like, well, I played my part, and hopefully they'll do something good with that couple bucks.
Right.
But it's the security risk that I'm concerned about. Like, what if I pull out my wallet to give him a couple bucks,
I get what you're saying.
and this
I get
guy
what
jumps me?
Yeah.
You know?
I get what you're saying now, yeah.
Like, I don't mind helping someone out sometimes.
And see, that's what that
And if they blow it, then that's on them, sure.
yeah,
But
that dude that approached me, the thing that made me so uncomfortable is because he was under the influence of something. Whether he was drunk
you
or
could tell.
I could tell because his words were very slurred.
Yeah.
And I was like, and what I had actually done is throw my old lady in the driver's seat. And I don't know if you remember my Civic,
Yeah.
the silver one. It was stick shift, and she don't know how to drive stick shift. So I
but
threw
you
her
just
in there anyway.
Put her in. Yeah.
And she tried to open the door, and I slammed it on her because I don't want to. Stab me, sure, that's fine,
Yeah.
but not my old lady. I don't give a fuck who you
Yeah.
are.
Oh, yeah. That
You know what I
reminds me
mean?
of a good story.
Go ahead.
No, but just like that, like fight or flight, like
Yes.
especially with someone that you care about next to you. too. Like we were downtown one time coming out of Tucano's.
Okay.
And you know, fucking downtown is full of homeless people, especially at
Awful.
night.
Yeah.
And like it's a nice little area on a certain corner in a certain neighborhood, but you walk half a block and it's hobo central,
Yeah.
especially by that train station.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like we were walking, and I was with my parents and my girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and like these dudes they had to be drunk or something,
Mm-hmm.
but they were just getting violent
With you?
with the whole group of us, but specifically, like, I don't even remember what they're yelling about, but it was just like obnoxious and yelling for no reason. They were across the street at the train station. We were walking by the theater, and they were just yelling. They were just, and approaching. And I actually had a knife in my pocket, and so I scooped the girlfriend to the side, and like my dad, got in between my mom and them. But yeah, I scooped her to the side, and I had my hand on my knife. Like I was ready to stab someone, even though that would be the most traumatic fucking crazy thing.
You would need like some therapy after that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know what I'm going to fucking do. But if this guy gets any close, because they crossed the street.
So they were like kind of beelining
they were
towards
in
you?
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were, I really don't remember what they were yelling about, but I just had my hand on my knife, and I was like, I'm going to do this if I have to right now.
Yeah.
And I wasn't saying anything. I was just walking forward, but I was ready. And luckily, these like dudes that were like clearly street kids, like they were maybe like 18, 19, 20, but they were street, like, what do you call it? They were
Hoodlums?
no, well, they might have been hoodlums, but they were street savvy. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Like you could tell they spent a lot of time in the street.
Okay. Yeah.
In crappy parts of town. But they at least had the morals to be like, these guys are fucked up, and these people are not doing anything, and I can probably deter these assholes. So these two dudes just got up and said, hey, get the fuck out of here, and like protected us.
Yeah.
And I was like really grateful for that.
Yeah. Do you have the balls to be that guy?
To be that guy?
Yeah, as in to stand up and say, hey, crowd of 10, get the fuck out of here. Dude, we're not about you.
It depends on the situation. If it was like in that part of town, probably not.
Probably not.
It depends on the
It's hard to
situation.
say, right?
Yeah. In a controlled situation, in a restaurant or a bar, and someone's being an asshole to another person, I might step in. But at night downtown where you don't know what the hell's going on,
that's
like
tough.
unless it's like life and death, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, no, yeah, and that's what blows my mind about these people. Like sometimes I'll listen to podcasts and they'll talk about this kind of same scenario, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'd fuck that dude up. I suck him in his jaw and I shoot him, and I would walk away like it's no big deal."
Yeah. No.
And I'm like, "But would you really?"
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, like sure, beating someone to a pulp is a lot different than shooting them in the jaw.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a shit who you are, because I was talking to my auntie one time, and she was like, and I'm not getting political, so don't get me wrong, but she's very liberal, and she's like, oh well, I can't wait to own a gun, because when someone comes to this house, I'm gonna shoot them right in the face. And I'm like, okay, dude,
Yeah,
you can chill a little bit.
Yeah.
First of all, second,
Just wait until you have another gun pointed at your face.
right, and that's why I've told people, like, yeah, you can shoot somebody, but you don't know what they have.
Yeah, exactly.
What if you miss and they hit? And that's all it takes. You have seriously a 9mm bullet, 45mm bullet. That's all you got.
Well, yeah, but unless you're trained, and I'm not talking about go out on the gun range trained.
No, I'm
talking about I'm just talking about emotionally, and like you got to have the mindset of someone that's willing to fire that gun at an intruder.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it might be traumatic, but if it were me, I don't think I would have like the gall to like fire a gun at someone and kill them. But I mean, in a certain situation, maybe I would.
Yeah.
But I don't.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Right? And see, this kind of reminds me of this story I heard.
But that's such a big decision to have to make, like split second. But that's I mean, that's the whole thing is you make that decision in protection of yourself. But That's crazy.
Or someone you care about.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And see, it reminds me of the story that just popped up, and I had read it, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday. Have you ever heard of Earl Thomas?
Yeah.
Football player?
Yeah.
And I guess
Seahawks.
No,
Yeah.
Ravens, dude.
Okay.
Anyways.
Fuck football.
Anyways, his old lady had busted him cheating on her.
Okay.
So she held a gun to his head. And he had taken it away from her.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
And I guess the cops reported it, took a police report, whatever the case. But still, it's funny to think that you can take a gun away comfortably from your chick, but you couldn't take a gun away comfortably from a random dude.
Why not?
Why not? Like, could you? So you have a random dude pointing a gun at your
what's
face.
the difference between your...
Because you know at the end of the day, your chick's not really going to pull that trigger.
Do you, though?
Do
that
you?
Murders happen like that all the time.
That's what I mean. Like, that's the scary part of it. Like, you feel a little bit more comfortable going like this to your chick, opposed to going like that.
Well, somebody
to
that you know, yeah, and you can get
I'm
to
doing a grabbing motion, by the way.
emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't think I could do it. Like, I could grab a dude if it, you know, I would never cheat on my chick, but yeah, I could grab a gun away from my chick if it came to it. But some random dude coming to me from the bus stop at blah, blah, blah. No. I'd be like, whoa, hey, bro, chill, chill. It's all good, man.
That'd be different.
Yeah. See, that's the fine line of guns, you know?
Yeah, that is the fine line.
Yeah, it's either you have two aspects of it. If it's protect or, you know, aggression.
Yeah.
You know? And you either have people that want to shoot you or people that want to protect themselves. And that's why I feel like you have that 50-50 balance that gives it the bad rap. You know, kind of like we talk about the homeless. You know, not all homeless people are looking, you know, for a free dollar. Some are actually legit. Hey, I was a legit veteran. I am looking for a few dollars. And the other ones that are like, I don't even know how to spell veteran, but fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So this is the dope ass and little bitch ass sidekick podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. We hope to see you soon.
No.
You don't have a sign off yet?
No, there's no sign off. There's no title.
Well, it doesn't have to have a
It
title.
needs a title.
No, just
Trust
sign
me.
off. Okay, thanks for listening.
No.
We'll talk to you later. Stay classy, San Diego.
Yeah. Stay classy, Albuquerque.
Oh,
we know that won't happen.
No, gosh, no. Goodness gracious. That will never happen.
Yeah. Need a sign off. No, but we need a title. Maybe
Switch Girls or CMT Westerns.
Yeah. Maybe people can suggest titles. All 5 viewers. That's what we should call it. 5 viewers.
Yeah, that's good, actually.
Doc McStuffins.
Here on the 2 Views podcast, we actually made 3 views today.
Yeah.
Newsy.
Who wants to listen to us? Let me know in the comment section below.
I wouldn't listen to you, to be honest. I wouldn't listen to me. I hate listening to me. That's why I have to turn the TV on when I go to bed.
Yeah, because you're a puss.
Because I hate to hear my fucking voice.
Why are you talking to yourself when you go to bed?
You think to yourself, dude.
Yeah, but that's not your voice. That's just your fucking thoughts.
Well, in
You know,
my
people.
head,
Some
let me
people
know
don't
your
have
headset.
an inner voice.
Well, that's their own problem.
Isn't that weird though?
Aren't those the people that are like serial killers and shit?
No. Regular people don't like 70. It's like 70-30. 30% of the population don't have an inner voice. They just think in
Silence?
no. Well, not silence. They just think in abstract forms, like ideas, rather than an inner monologue that just speaks to them in their head.
I can't fathom that.
I can't either.
That's weird.
But I got down a Google Reddit rabbit hole, and some people are like the best example I could run across was this guy in a supermarket, and he was like, in a supermarket, I look at a price tag, and I just see the different numbers of the price tags. Like, so one item will be $9.99, and I kind of see that flash in front of in my head, and another one will be $8.99, and then it kind of weighs itself out. Whereas like he was like, I imagine other people don't have that. But like where you and me, we would be like, so should I get this Walmart brand for $9.99, but it's not going to be as good, or it's going to be, or should I get this really nice brand? It's going to be more expensive. Do I have the money right now? Like you have that inner voice talking to yourself the whole time. Whereas other people just have like shapes or ideas in their head. And it doesn't make any sense to me.
That sounds ridiculous, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but some people just don't have an inner monologue.
They don't have one, or they choose
They don't.
not to have
No,
one?
no, they literally don't think in that kind of terms. They don't have an inner voice that speaks to them. They think in different kind of terms.
I just have one question for you.
Outer Monologue, the new name of the podcast. Outer Dialogue, because it's not a monologue.
That's not bad, but it's also beer, so that house has to be in there.
What? Beer?
Yeah, aren't you doing
Beer.
beer?
What?
The beer podcast with Steph.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Oh. So we're doing
This is the Outer Monologue.
Oh. I don't... That's not that bad.
It's not
That's
bad.
not that bad. You can always change it.
Yeah.
This is the... I don't...
Right now, as of now, this is the outer... as of now, this is the Outer Monologue. I can't even fucking say it. This is the Outer Monologue. This is the Outer
so
Monologue.
hard right there to be serious.
This is the Outer Monologue. You're listening to the Outer Monologue.
For all you fucking losers that don't have a life,
Yeah.
you decide to listen to it instead.
Yeah. Why are you listening to this? But I'm not complaining. Please keep listening.
I'm complaining.
It's pretty funny.
I feel bad for you.
Wow.
I feel bad for me.
You're alienating the listeners.
Oh, yeah.
This
I'm
has
sorry.
been the Outer Monologue podcast.
Ben? You said Ben.
Yeah, this has been.
This is Ben.
This has been. Recycle bin. What? This has been. BEEN.
Yeah,
This
nobody-
has been.
Like Ben Roethlisberger? That's
No,
exactly
but
what it
it's
sounds
not
like.
bin. It's not
Yes.
trash bin.
Oh, my gosh. That's
This has
BIN.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Bin. Ben, this has been.
No, that's not how you...
This has been the Outer Monologue podcast. Join us next time when we talk more bullshit.